And we're
I
live.
love you though.
And we're live with Steve being called a piece of shit before we start.
Did I say it live? I didn't even know.
I hit live and then you said Steve, you're a
Well,
piece
Steve,
of shit.
you're a piece of shit.
I don't know if it got caught or if it's not, but if it's not, hey, welcome to the Geekz. This is Lil.
This is Steve, keeping it green and
And
shitty.
of course, we're always late. So we're late, very late tonight.
We are.
But you know,
It's
we had a nice dad talk.
we're comparing parenting notes and why all children are assholes. That's
That is true. Goddamn kids.
No, if you're out there and you don't have kids, don't.
Yeah, don't.
We love our kids. Don't get us wrong. But don't.
I mean, if I was my age now and didn't have kids, I definitely would stop at this age.
Shit.
What?
And I would have so much more money now.
Like,
too.
it's like Al Pacino's like, oh, I'm just having a kid at 72, and you're like,
you're like, oh,
fucking fool, man. That's what I read.
Like
Him and De
how?
Niro, all
Like,
these
just,
guys.
like,
I'm
and
like,
how,
you know
like,
what? That's
just the logistics of it.
It's gross. It's gross.
I mean, I think they both have younger wives. So
just like she was wrestling a sack of weathered leather.
Yeah, pointy ass ball.
Just skin hanging off a bone at this point.
Looks like a fucking scene from The Thing.
It sounds so gross.
It's just, look at that. Oh man!
And the fact that they actually and they smile about it, like it's cool. Like,
What's up, Johnny?
What's up, Johnny?
What's
James. Hello, James.
Yeah, look at them old ass saggy balls.
You know why? Because they got no paper.
It's the money. There's money. Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you kidding me? Remember what's her face? What was that model that used to be like that died? Anna Nicole Smith that had like a 90-year-old husband,
and she was dead serious too. Well, I think she was dead serious.
Well, I mean, again.
So you're saying all those ladies were with Hugh Hefner because of his personality, or?
I guess
good looks, or I don't know. Just.
I mean, it's Hugh Hefner, I guess, maybe.
Sometimes you wonder. It's just like you wonder why.
It's money, it's fame, it's power.
Well, it's money, it's fame, it's power. But sometimes you wonder why certain, like even celebrity females get with certain celebrity men who, you know, like Pete Davidson, man. Like Pete Davidson getting everyone. Like, what the fuck is that?
That dude's checklist is bonkers.
That's what I'm saying.
And Pete Davidson looks weird as shit. Like, I just don't get it.
I'm telling you, it's got to be.
Well, that's what I heard. I heard he's.
Okay, I didn't hear that. I'm just guessing.
This is getting weird. This is
getting weird. I mean, it's celebrity gossip. That's what it is. We don't do celebrity gossip, but yeah, I mean,
anybody else want any other celebrity gossip out there? I mean, we got some people on.
Like
so,
we started one place and got to the size of Pete Davidson's dick real quick.
Hey man, if the brother's slaying, he's slaying. Like, hey, I am not mad at his fucking resume, dog. Like his resume is pretty proper.
It's true.
Again, James, that's what we're talking about. Like how? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, listen.
I mean, well, he had what's her face too, who was in those werewolf vampire movies.
Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah, Kate Beckinsale and shit. Like
what? He got her.
Yeah.
And Ariana Grande.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Steve.
And that Emily Krachowski supermodel chick.
Yes.
Kowski. I forget. I can't say her last
name. Ronarowski. I don't know. Man, he's slaying him, dog.
He probably did fuck Ronda Rousey.
Probably did.
Not because of his shitty prison tats.
yeah. His tats are terrible.
Yeah. He's what we like to call a clip art. He's got clip art tattoos.
Yeah, he is definitely a clip art dude.
You look at his arm. Remember that little fucking paperclip character? Like, you know,
that's what you went to.
You know, do you need help today? That's what he's got on his tattoo.
It's just like none of his shit flows. You know, he just has like, I want a spider here, and I want a cloud
weird.
over here.
It's weird because if you look at Pete Davidson, you're just like, why? What is it? I was like, maybe he's just funny. Maybe he's just a funny guy. And people like that, or maybe he's not a bad boy. So I mean, I would assume he's just a.
James, that's terrible, James.
What'd James say?
I'm not repeating it.
Oh, I ain't repeating that one either.
Yeah.
I ain't taking that L. Yeah, I ain't taking that L, James. I'm cool. Steve, I wanna give you a shout out, and I want to respect the shirt that you got on, my guy. That
Yeah.
says,
I do too, Steve. But where's Sean?
Hold on. I got, before we move on from James' comment, I just have to say I saw something that was pretty crazy. It was this post, and it was these people with Down syndrome were working in this bakery, right? And it was called the name of this bakery was called
No,
Steve.
No.
I just don't think you should say it.
I don't think you should either, man. I think you should leave it alone. Can you tell me after the show?
They were. It's a positive thing. They work there. It's a real place. It's not a joke. It's really a real place.
It'll be a joke when you say the joke, though.
The fact that you can't keep yourself from laughing.
Yeah, he's laughing. I wouldn't say it, man.
It's called Brownies and Downies.
I hate you. I really hate you for that one.
That is awful.
That is sad. Oh, you're going.
At least they have the sense of humor.
Okay, so all right, so this, yes.
So yes, your shirt that you said when I asked how many did you get made, you're like, oh, just for my family.
Yeah, like the people that helped me work on.
I was actually heartbroken by that comment. You know.
Oh, I didn't get you one.
Yeah, me or Sean, we would have definitely rocked those. I like.
So this brings up a funny predicament. So
I hate.
Are we family?
I will let you know I hate you right now.
Me? You hate me?
Yeah, I hate you.
Oh, well, so here's the thing. If you want to be real about it, we want to unpack this. My decision on making
James apologizes for his remarks. No, James, it's all right, man. It's all right.
So, Alil has zero interest in VHS. Has shown no interest in VHS. Has actually made fun of the VHS game for the whole time.
No,
Sean, you're rather particular with what you wear, and I don't know. Well, I mean, I did make extra one. I have extra ones. I made extra ones.
Okay, so just because I like the logo and I grew up with video stores doesn't mean because I don't collect VHS tapes I don't respect that. I don't make fun of you.
Has Alil respected the VHS?
None whatsoever.
Game.
What do you mean? How many VHSs have I purchased and sent to you guys, and hunted at garage sales, at flea markets, at antique malls, looking through VHS sections?
Yeah, but
I still do that.
Yeah, but I pick up dog poop too. Like, you just do shit.
God damn.
Man, see?
That was a rough analogy.
Is that okay? All right. I see how it is.
No, I made 10 of random sizes. I only got XL though. I didn't get any larger
than that.
That's XL. But I got 10 that have this logo on it, and then I got 5 that are personalized with, like, it says Steve on it, and then I have one for all the kids and my wife.
So like an employee,
like a name tag. Yeah. But the extras that I got just have the Foothill Video logo on it, which I like. I think it's pretty cool. But no,
you got the back, right? It's not the back.
So the back is looks like that.
As you spin out of.
Does it work? Can you see me? Wait, this way?
There you go. Yeah, stand up a little bit.
The way you crashing that chair right now.
I know. Like,
I can't tell because I can't see.
It looks good. It looks good.
I dropped your pants.
Oh, gross, man.
Start twerking on fucking YouTube. But
splash dances.
No, it was cool. It took a while to get them.
Water.
Yeah.
But my guy Yuri came through. He's the same guy that hooked me up with the Ace Duck shirt and the Rescue League shirt that I made.
Yeah.
So A to Z product. I think I'd have to find his. I'll have to send you like a link or something to put in the show notes or something like that.
Okay.
That we can put for his store. But,
yeah. No, I mean, they're really cool. I love the color. I think it's a really cool logo.
Yeah, they came out pretty good. I'm gonna get like an actual sign, like a store sign, to put on the door. So like before you come in, it looks like a store sign up there. I thought I was gonna have room for a big vinyl sticker in here somewhere on the wall, but I had too much shit.
I was gonna say
I ran out of room so fast.
Too high up there for sure. Yeah.
So, but thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. But if you guys are interested in a couple of shirts, like I said, I have extras.
I want my name on
it. Yeah, why can't I get a fucking name tag?
You guys want a name tag shirt?
I want a fucking name. I want you to make me a name tag now. Now that I'm thinking about it, I want a name tag.
Yeah, you know what? I want one that clips on shit like that.
As a matter of fact, I want a Foothill video card now. Now I want a video card. So when I come to California, I can just take out one of your fucking movies
Sean,
and take it to my hotel.
Remember, we were talking about those cards.
I know, Steve. I know. I keep fucking up. Like
I can send you the logo for this, and you can just make one up, a little fake membership card. That'd be awesome. Sweet.
Oh, he's behind the curtains too. With
it. No, unfortunately, James, like, you know, you just can't go back in time for all things.
yeah. You want to go back.
What are you talking about? Those movies with a giant bush?
I don't want tracking and fucking rewinding.
Oh yeah,
and
you
all
do.
This. No,
it's just like back in the day. Remember when you would flip back and forth between the cable channels?
When it comes to that kind of entertainment, wave to the future, homie. Fucking 4K HD. I can't wait for the VR style.
Multi-camera 3D effects.
That can't the Apple thing.
The Apple goggles. Yeah,
it's gonna be $1 trillion industry when that Apple thing becomes a household product.
Easily.
Invest now. Anything else going on, guys?
Not much, man. I watched The Bear. I mean, I think did we talk about Bear last weekend?
We hadn't finished it yet, but I finished it.
Oh, I finished it. Phenomenal.
So
deserves whatever rewards it gets.
It's so good. Have you?
It's in Chicago, right? That's where the guy.
Oh yeah.
So you haven't watched? Did you watch season 1?
A little.
I watched a couple episodes. I just haven't.
Chicago, the city, is a character itself.
Well, of course, because Chicago is an amazing city.
But it actually is in this show. So
it is. They definitely deserve an Emmy for that show again, and maybe some individual Emmys that really are deserved.
Did you fucking cry in the finale?
Did I cry? No.
Bro, I had a hard time when old girl's husband, after he saw Jamie Lee outside and then came back in and she was trying to talk to him and he was just fucking crying and he couldn't tell her that he saw her mom outside. I was
that was
fuck, because that guy has been getting nothing but shit on the whole 2 seasons. Yeah. He's just everybody's punching bag. But he just fucking takes that whole shit on the chin, like, just to keep their shit together. Like, that shit was rough. Whew.
He did take that one hard.
The show is so fucking good. I love it because it's so low stakes. You know what I mean? Like, there's no secret government conspiracy. There's no crazy, there's no world-ending thing. It's like people problems. And there's no like, there's some like financial issues, but like in reality, like everybody's only so far from ruin. You know what I mean? So like everybody has these issues to deal with. So it's relatable on that note, but I don't know. It's like comfort food, man. I fucking love that show so much.
It really, really is. It's a great show. It goes by quick, and you just love each episode, and you wish each episode was longer. And it's just like, fuck. But they end so well. They're very well directed. I love, like, the close-up cameras. Like, yo, that shit's fun. It is a great show.
Hey, and Richie for the fucking win in the finale. Just like, this fucking schmuck is the one to pull all the shit together and fucking make it work.
Fucking great. It's fucking great, man. It was a masterpiece.
Carmi got locked in the fucking freezer.
Yeah.
His teachings were so good.
That TV show is how every TV show needs to fucking, not everyone, but there's going to be shows like it going forward. It is a phenomenal TV show, and I don't think there's anything like it. I'm going to be honest with you. It may be one of the best TV shows of all time in that marker of TV shows, up there with Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, like those shows. Like, it sits up on that pantheon because it is a great show.
I think.
Is it a 8-10 episode seasons?
8 episodes first season, 10 episodes second season, I think.
Yep. Mhm.
And they're short. Like one of them, I think the family episode was like an hour long.
Yeah,
But everything else was like 30
it
minutes.
deserves to
40
be an
minutes.
hour long. It deserved to be an hour long.
God, I wanted to fucking die that whole episode. I was just like, oh,
Because it was so intense. It was like
these
so
fucking
much.
people, like,
Yeah.
that fucking bitch, dude. Everybody all day was asking her if she wanted help. What can I do to help? What can I do to help? What can I do to help? Get out, nothing. Go away, get out. And at the end, nobody fucking helps me do shit. Like you. But everybody has one of those in their fucking family, man.
Mhm.
Everybody, whether you have to deal with them a lot or not, somebody's got one. You got one. Maybe it's distant, but you got one in your family somewhere.
It would remind me of like there was moments where it was just like no more wired hangers.
Really?
Yo, it was like
and
that.
It's Jamie Lee Curtis acting her ass off.
Spoiler. You spoiled it. Don't spoil it for
Oh, sorry.
But
it's all over the place. All the fucking the guest stars. That's all over social media.
Anything else?
For me,
how you watching Secret Wars right now? I'm actually I'm gonna be honest.
I didn't watch episode 2 because of what I told you guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold back. I think I'm gonna hold back.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna let the whole season finish out.
I think that makes sense, right? Because they're so like.
After I gave this rousing fucking like, if you don't watch it every week, fuck you. Speech last week.
I know. And the crazy part is I thought about what you had said, and now actually watching episode 2, I'm kind of like, I'm gonna let this play out because.
Well, when I did that for The Last of Us, it really helped me with that show because I was able to watch it in like one day.
Yeah. Well, I'm still gonna watch it. I just again, this week was not a lot of internet and stuff like that throughout the house and other things. So like I didn't have time. Plus, I was doing other things, which I was going to tell you guys here in a second. I forgot to tell you guys before we got on. But I think with that show, like you're going to have a lot of these types of well, it's only 6 episodes, right? So you're going to probably have 2 or 3 of these episodes where it's going to you're not sure where it's going.
If half your show is filler and misdirection, and you only have a 6-episode limited series, like. I don't know. It almost seems like content for content's sake rather than doing something. You got 6 episodes.
To move something forward.
You got 6 episodes, right? That's 6 hours. Tell a story. Get me from here to here. Don't give me a bunch of fucking
But you gotta set some there's gotta be some stage setting, right? To build up what the stakes are.
I don't know, it's been
I'm gonna say
12 years, 20 movies, whatever of stage setting. I think we're
for good. Everything, right? You can't you can't have every movie just be explosions.
I'm gonna say one thing without really spoiling it. Nick Fury fucked up. Like yo, he fucked up.
Well, I think that's part of the story, right?
Badly.
That's part of the whole story.
Yeah.
Anybody watching The Walking Dead Dead City?
I stopped watching Walking Dead after like season 5.
I didn't even see when Rick left that show.
I stopped watching when Glenn died. So that's where
I watched a little bit after that. I watched some of the Negan stuff.
Yeah, I stopped caring.
I couldn't. Jeffrey Dean Morgan became like a main character, and he kept leaning into the camera and doing that weird thing, that weird walk he does. And he was super skinny, but his head was still big. I don't know.
Am I crazy? It's weird, isn't it?
How'd you get so skinny?
Yeah, it's so weird.
He was tiny. He was like tiny. And I get it. It's like the apocalypse, right? Like that's going to be great for everyone's waistline. But like, your head's still so big.
Yeah, he like fit into the jacket weird. It was like watching what was the book of that book? It was Mandalorian when what the fuck is his name, man? He's
Pedro
Pascal?
Pedro Pascal?
No. Who played? He had the Boba Fett armor on before Boba Fett got it.
Justified.
Timothy Olyphant.
Timothy Olyphant, and like, yo, he looks so weird in that outfit because he had like a skinny frame and like a big head, so it didn't really work. It was so weird.
Oh, I mean, it didn't necessarily work all that well when Timur put it back on the first time either. It was like,
what, Tamara Morrison?
Yeah, it looked a little
I like the way he weighed because
maybe he's a little bit older, a little bit bigger, you know.
And mind you, I watched.
And he didn't wear the armor in the first one.
I didn't realize like Book of Boba Fett had like the making of it, and it was so good. It made me want to go back and watch fucking Book of Boba Fett, and I was like, man, like
there's some good stuff. Go watch episode 2 again, the one with the train. That episode is still really, really, really good.
Yo,
every flashback was fantastic.
And what they said was they used Lawrence of Arabia to as a reference.
The whole idea of like, Boba Fett fucking crawled out of the Starlight Pit and then like fucking just rolled around with fucking Tusken Raiders for a while. The Sand People just chilled, became part of their shit. Awesome. So good.
Yeah. It was.
But then you had like, don't get me wrong, I like Power Rangers, but I don't like Power Rangers in my Star Wars.
It was weird.
Then they get to town and you have the Star Wars Power Rangers fucking biker gang, and I was out.
It was out of place. It really was. But the final episode was fucking good. I really did like, the showdown between Cad Bane and fucking Boba Fett.
Cad Bane. Cad Bane was amazing. I don't know, Boba Fett riding around on a Rancor, pretty fucking sick too.
Pretty sick. Like I like it's fucking great. Like fuck it, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know if I like the utensil to get the food to my mouth, but the food's still tasty.
Yeah, like the fucking Mandalorian episode, fucking great. Like what the fuck? Like that was great. Like the whole Luke shit, great. Oh my god, this is fucking amazing. Like there were so many amazing points, but then it has had those couple of low points where it really brought it down.
The big black Wookiee that didn't really amount to much.
Chrysanthemum? I thought he was great.
I mean, he looked cool, but he didn't.
It was nice. It was nice to see another Wookiee, I think, and that wasn't.
But I wanted him to have like a big moment, and I don't remember him having like a big like.
He got shot like 80 times. Do you remember that?
Well, I mean, he's a good punching bag.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I mean, I thought it was great. I don't know. That's really it. Like I've just been.
I did want to address something from last week. We had a long discussion about a little movie called The Flash.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave it a hero. I want to kind of dial that back.
Really?
So, well, let me. So I think in part, I still like the movie for what it was, right? But a lot of those criticisms are very valid. And it's like I can still appreciate the movie without and understand that those criticisms are valid.
Yeah.
So, but I saw this fucking meme the other day that really like set me off.
Your meme,
bro. I know. Like Instagram fucking knows me, bro. And like it was a picture of fucking Jeffrey Dean Morgan Batman hugging Ben Affleck's Batman, and they were like, "This is what we could have got." And then the next fucking frame after that was showing the fact that the DCEU has had 14 movies up to this point.
Yeah.
14 in one universe. And shows. And this is the product. This gobbledygook, this mashup mess that I still like a lot of the individual pieces of, but as a whole doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And it just makes me angry. And the audacity of the Flash to say we're not going to put Jeffrey Dean Morgan back in that suit, even though he would have done it in a fucking heartbeat. The reason they got Michael Keaton back is because they thought that was going to make $1 billion. They thought, we're going to bring Keaton back, and that's going to put asses in seats. Yep. And don't get me wrong, I like seeing Keaton back, but like, that's me. That's not the masses. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Well, right. I mean,
it seems like a cheap move. The longer you think about it, the more cheap the move seems to slap. I mean, all the stuff with Man of Steel and Supergirl, I thought that was actually kind of cool because especially like in Man of Steel, there was already that ship that had the open container, right? Like it kind of ropes everything in. But having an older Michael Keaton's Batman there instead of a Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Come on, man.
Well, that's right.
Why don't you have Jeffrey Dean Morgan in that fucking mansion, bro?
Even not having Reverse Flash, Professor Zoom, whatever you want to call him, like it's a disappointment, right? Like I get what they want to tell in the story, right? Like Barry, if he got the alternate reality that he got and still ended up with the powers, he would have been a douche and done the wrong thing and thought that he could fix everything, and the Barry that we know came to the realization that he can't, and he's got to let it go, and blah blah blah. But then at the end, guess what? He didn't even fucking do it. He still fucking changed the fucking reality.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's like you go through this whole. That's what I was. I was at a sidekick for the whole thing because I'm like, you know what? I don't hate this movie. And then that end, I'm like, we went through all that for him to still fuck up the timeline. Fuck this movie. I was so angry. I was just like, it's like,
It's also a very white movie.
what are you talking about? The girl, what's her face?
Yeah, she's in there for about
5-10 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Other than that, they even go to Russia to fight the bad guys. So.
Oh shit. You know, and the crazy part is I don't even think you even needed like maybe I guess you did.
Iris West. I mean, she was in the movie so that she could say that one thing.
And that was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
But like he could have read something and saw a quote from somebody and got the same.
Steve, I honestly think they really should have based it off of like Flashpoint cartoon. Like they could have.
That's what I'm saying. Like they probably couldn't go full on. Like I wouldn't expect to see like the whole Aquaman versus Wonder Woman.
But that would have been fucking great.
But they
not enough time, right, to get into that. But if you would have just given me Jeffrey Dean Morgan there, that would have been plenty. Then you could have spun off.
And what's her face's Joker?
You could have spun off. You could have had Elseworlds fucking Flashpoint universe stories at that point.
Steve, there were so like instead of
Maggie as the Joker,
instead of him going back to
there you go.
Like Steve, like yeah, that would have been fucking awesome. Like Steve, if you would have just went back into a fucking more apocalyptic fucking time frame, that would have been fucking great. Because guess what? You already kind of had it done in fucking Batman v Superman when you fucking did it at the end. You remember, Steve? Remember?
No, Justice League.
Justice League was
Justice League. Well, yeah, that
was the dream of it or whatever was.
Yeah, that's right. It was,
you still could have used that. You could have used those little small things and be like, yo, fucking Superman or fucking Wonder Woman and fucking Aquaman are fucking at fucking arms against each other, and then you didn't have to have another fucking Barry Allen. You could have someone else
can you imagine,
trying to help him.
Can you imagine the scene of Barry going to see Bruce Wayne and it's Thomas Wayne, it's Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and then when he finds out and he was like, wait, so your son was Bruce? Oh, Bruce is our Batman, and like having that whole fucking realization with Jeffrey Dean Morgan, dude.
But Sean, too, like, what if he goes to, because he does try to find Arthur, he does try to find, Wonder Woman. He tries to find them all, right? And you show them all in that state. You don't have to give them a huge battle because they already did that. They spent 15 minutes showing us
you could look. He could be reality. He could Google search Aquaman, and it could be like the war between Atlantis and Amazon rages.
Fucking great. Middle East, and you're like, oh shit, that's
and he just would have like exited out of that, like, okay, moving on.
Yeah.
Like holy crap, that would have been
fucking
cool.
Whatever.
It would have been. This would have been a perfect time to introduce different characters.
And like, you know what makes
could you imagine Grifter like fucking like being in that shit? Like, because he was in the cartoon. Like, oh shit, they brought in Grifter from Wildcats. Oh, they really opening up this shit. I think but I think Wildcats is Marvel now. I'm not even sure.
No, it's still decent.
Well, fuck. You could have had.
Because it was Jim Lee's that he brought over.
You could have Blue Beetle in that motherfucker. Oh shit, they bringing in Blue Beetle. Oh, that's gonna be tight when they fucking do a Blue Beetle movie. Oh, great way to introduce that.
Maybe not even this Blue Beetle we're getting the movie on. We're getting a different.
Could have gotten Ted Cord.
Exactly.
Ted Cord Blue Beetle.
I would like to see Jaime Reyes just because, but that it would still would have been. It would have been cool to.
What if it was like a weird like when Blue Beetle's mask came off? It was that dude, but he was like shaved head, big fucking scar,
fucking awesome,
something
Steve.
like that. And you're like,
what if it was awesome. Lopez because he's in that?
No,
stop it, Steve. Stop it.
So, but here's what's irritating me is like last week I was so fucking on my shit about like, no, I'm not gonna complain about what the movie didn't do. We're talking about what it did do, and I'm sitting here getting so mad at what the movie could have done and didn't do, and like I feel cheated, man. I really do. After a week of, because here's the thing, like you had no internet. I took a little vacation with the family and was in a cabin in the mountains for 3 days and had no cell service, no internet. So I had a lot of time to reflect. And I thought about the Flash up there in the mountains and how mad it made me.
Sitting there out staring at.
I think I was like, how I was watching it was I was seeing the negativity, I was seeing it all, and I was like, it can't be.
Were you looking at how it bombed?
Like it can't be that bad. Like it can't be that.
How bad
like,
it's doing.
And I saw it, and I think I latched on to the things that I liked, and really just tried to overlook things that were glaringly bad.
Yeah, but the crazy thing, Steve, is if you go back and listen to yourself, for the most part, everything you liked was not Flash related. Like, right? Like, it was like,
oh, well, and shit. Still, all the all the Michael Keaton scene, that shit was tight.
Ben Affleck was awesome. Oh, seeing Gal Gadot again. But it's like, Barry Allen, fuck that guy. And it's like, the whole movie revolves around him, but we don't care about them. That's what I'm saying. Like, that was my problem with the movie as well. Like, I liked everything. Like, Michael Keaton was awesome. Like, the Batwing, everything was awesome. But then it's just like, everything that Ezra Miller touched in that movie was just garbage.
Well, it's garbage. Here's the thing. Like, they were like, we're going to do our own No Way Home. The problem is Ezra Miller is no fucking Tom Holland. And he wasn't part of any other movies that were like
no, and he's not
even
he's not charismatic
Guess what?
like him as well.
And you know what they haven't done to Ezra Miller? Killed him off for a fucking year and watched the fan base crumble and fall apart because of it. They killed Peter Parker at the end of an Avengers film, along with a lot of other people. But he was dusted.
Yeah, that turned into
that little teenage boy died on an alien planet alone. Well, not alone. I guess he was with Tony Stark, but still, like.
It's true. No, it's true. They didn't.
That's why No Way Home did what it did earned, because of it was earned with two other Spider-Man franchises.
No. I'm saying the Flash. Nothing was earned.
Nothing was earned. They haven't. Even the Batman franchises haven't been. Well, yeah, I would say this. Would you say the Spider-Man franchise has had better films than the Batman franchise?
Top to bottom, yes. Because even the worst Spider-Man film is not as bad as the worst Batman film. And
so
we're ranking the worst against the worst.
Yeah, let's start backwards.
This is a good debate.
So Batman and Robin is worse than Amazing Spider-Man 2. Batman and Robin.
I wouldn't call that the worst Spider-Man movie.
Okay.
Spider-Man 3 is worse than that.
I think Spider-Man 3 is right there. But even Spider-Man 3, it's not worse than Spider-Man 3.
I don't know, though. I don't know. Spider-Man 3 was perfect.
The problem is, here's the problem. Like, Spider-Man 3 tried to be good, and Batman and Robin didn't try. Batman and Robin tried to be a live-action cartoon, and they succeed very well at doing that.
It's also different. You also got to also look at something too. It's different time frames. Also,
well, exactly. And a lot of the things were past. But
Batman and Robin came out in '97.
Yeah. Now,
Spider-Man 3 was 2008. Six.
Yeah. So I think maybe
2007 actually, because I think it was a little 2007.
So do we compare it to more the Dark Knight franchise instead of like those?
Well, that's included, right? So the Batman film franchises as a whole, it includes the Pattinson film. It would have to include at least Batman versus Superman.
Okay, so
the Batman
movie. Which is the single best movie out of both franchises? I have a hard time because it's like picking between my kids, right? Like I can't. I love
the best live-action Batman film, and we can't.
I love No Way Home is so fantastic.
We can't include Justice League or anything like that because that.
Well, then we can't include Avengers.
We can't include Avengers.
Yeah, real quick. You know what's weird though? You know what's really fucking weird about this?
I think it might be Dark Knight.
Is that DC movies have won more fucking movie awards than Marvel movies have.
Yeah.
Is that not fucking weird? It's so awkward to me.
Well,
it's like
because they've had outstanding, like when you're talking and what are the awards that they've won, right? It's been 2 Jokers.
Yeah.
Right? And like that character is very unique. Yeah, but Suicide Squad won like what was it, wardrobe or some cinematography? But so did Black Panther. Black Panther.
That was like the first. That's like the first fucking movie.
Just thinking about this, do we get to
Spider-Verse as well? Do we include the animated Spider-Verse? Those are theatrical.
If we include animated movies, we can include all of Batman's animated movies, and then you're starting roping in things like Under the Red Hood, which might be one of the best Batman things of all time. But
that wasn't theatrical.
I don't care about theatrical. It's a Batman movie.
Is Under the Red Hood better than Into the Spider-Verse?
No, I think Into the Spider-Verse.
Batman Attack of the Phantasm was in theaters.
Yeah,
but I think the Spider-Verse movies are.
I think Return of the Joker too. Batman Beyond.
I agree.
Superhero film.
I think Spider-Man. Sure. I think Spider-Man into Spider-Verse.
Both those, yeah. Spider-Man and those are both the.
But then you have those two, and that's it. But then Batman has a much more vast catalog of fucking content to procure as far as animated films go.
It's true. No, you are definitely right.
Live action movies, we got the 4 from Schumacher and Burton. We got the 3 from Nolan.
3. You have 2 fingers though.
I added.
I see your thumb now. Yeah.
So that's it though, because we never got a solo we got Pattinson.
You got
Pattinson's Batman,
which is a pretty good movie.
It is a pretty good movie.
That's better than. I would rank that higher than like the Tobey movies.
Really? Better than Spider-Man? I know how much you hate Spider-Man 2, but it's not better than Spider-Man 2. It's not better than Doc Ock Spider-Man 2. It's not better than Green Goblin Spider-Man 1. It's not.
Oh, I think it's a better movie than
that movie. Spider-Man 1 is so.
Dark Knight Rises, I would probably say would probably be better than all of them.
Dark Knight Rises would be like on the bottom of my list.
Is it Dark? No.
It's Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight is probably right now is still probably the best Batman film.
Yeah, I think it's better than all the Spider-Man films.
Like it's
Spider-Man
just
No
top
Way
to bottom.
Home.
Fuck, I forgot about.
You think it's better than No Way Home?
No.
I was saying it's better than.
No, I know. I'm asking Sean. Like that was.
Yeah, no.
He said Dark Knight was the best.
Yeah, I forgot about No Way Home though. I forgot.
And I think No Way Home is the best, the definitive of those live action.
I agree, but like it's weird because
I guess we could include the Flash in the Batman movies thing because really at the end of the day,
basically it's a Batman movie. Well, there you go. There's your Spider-Man 3.
It's the Flash in name only. It's Michael Keaton's vehicle. Yeah. It's his failure. Let's be honest.
I mean, I do think because Batman has more movies, I do think he's got a lot more hits.
Batman doesn't have more movies though. Live action, Spider-Man has. You got the 3 Tobys. You got the 2 Garfields. You got the 3 fucking. The 3 Tom Hollands.
Okay,
we got 7. You got 8.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. We do have 8. I forgot about that.
Are you counting Batman v Superman?
I mean, he is.
I wasn't counting it.
I mean, it is called.
It's not a solo Batman movie.
Well, neither was No Way Home. Neither was No Way Home.
Well, but it is multiple Spider-Man.
Those 2 other Peters just kind of showed up and joined Peter 1's story. They didn't have their own stories. And Superman and Batman had their own shit going on.
Right, and it's 2 different characters, while this is all Peter Parker's 3 different multiverses. So.
Yeah, if it was Batman v Batman, then we'd be onto something.
That would be crazy. Could you imagine that? Keaton versus Affleck versus Pattinson versus Bale.
Affleck beats the shit out of all of them, guaranteed.
You know, they try to get Bale back for that. He turned it down flat out. Said nope. Get the fuck out of here.
Who said that?
Christian Bale.
Who said that they tried to get him?
There's a bunch of
rumors. Yeah.
Everyone said that. Like, Kevin Smith said that, and that's where the rumor mill got started. But if you look at if you listen to the actual show, what he said was, "I bet that they backed up the money truck to Christian Bale," and then he just said, "Well, no, fuck off, get out of here."
Well, I thought he was supposed.
And
to
then everybody cut out the part. Everyone cut out the part where he said, "I bet."
Oh no, I think it wasn't the Keaton part. I think it was supposed to be the Clooney part.
No, it was. He was saying, I bet they tried to get Bale back for that. They probably fucking, blah, 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 blah. He was using it as a
Yeah.
maybe this
I
happened.
got you.
And
I don't know.
it was
I
random,
read it
but
on
I
a
don't
bunch of sites, but it'd be an interesting discussion. We should have we should announce a date to do this talk and breakdown and have as many people online with us as possible to talk through and kind of vote.
This is it. This is how many we get. This is all it is.
Well, I don't want to. I got to think about this more because
Think about what? Which part?
Which movies are better? Like how to rank these super.
We already
Batman
did.
and Spider-Man.
No Way Home is the
best. Is the best. No Way Home is one. I would.
So it's best in live action and it's best in animation. So therefore, Spider-Man wins.
So
Spider-Man does win. But yeah.
So now let me ask
you. What's up, Brian? Long time no see, Brian.
What's the best superhero movie of all time?
Avengers and
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
I still love that movie. Fuck you guys.
I know, but it's not the best superhero. You can love it, but is it the best superhero movie of all time?
The Phantom with Billy Zane.
Oh shit, that was a great movie. It's like Dick Tracy.
Avengers Endgame.
Warren Beatty's Dick Tracy.
What was that? What though? Superhero movie with Drake Bell. Remember that one?
The superhero. What were you?
Leslie
what was
Nielsen.
He? The Fly? What the hell was he?
He was the Dragonfly or something.
Carlos says The Incredibles. That is a really good one. That's high up there, I think.
Get out of here, Carlos.
I love The Incredibles.
The Incredibles.
Incredibles is pretty good.
It was good. It was good for what it was at the time. Now
I still think it's Avengers Endgame, best superhero movie. It's got the lows with the start, and then it's just got the all-time peak of peaks.
I don't know, man. I went back and watched
that ending battle.
No, that's the greatest. That's the greatest scene.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the greatest scene in comic book history.
It's more than a scene,
but
though.
I went back and watched Endgame again. I was like, this was not as good as I thought it was.
It's tough because you need Infinity War with it, right?
Like, here's the thing: you're never gonna get that first time watching it. You waited a year. We were there opening night, all of us. Yeah. We waited a year. Sean, you and me. I don't think we've ever talked as much as we have that whole year. We were still going through. We went through so many fucking spoiler threads, and I literally didn't want to hear any of it. So it was just me and Sean.
Nope.
I remember there was a time during the time between those two movies where I went out of town for work for a week. I went down to Arizona, and it was like I was talking to Sean the whole fucking week. We were just reading all this weird, crazy shit. Oh man, some of the ones that we read would have actually been better movies.
It would have been great fucking movies.
but even reading it was like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah, we were like, no
way.
It is funny with all the spoilers and everything. Like every movie, I think like the fans, just like the twists that they can put on it can elevate every single one of these superhero movies.
True.
But you know what? I'm gonna say the best individual. Let's go with Solo, right? Like I think it's tougher with the team movies because I'm gonna say Captain America: Winter Soldier. To me, is the best superhero movie.
That's the best superhero movie for you?
I think so, dude. The
Solo
the fighting in that, the heart, the fighting in that movie, the heart, the storyline, everything they went into it. It was so fucking good. I could watch that movie over and over and over again.
I was about to say Star Wars Endgame. Yeah, that was the greatest movie ever. No, I'm just joking.
Well, see, but then, like, if you're discounting solo movies, I mean, technically, Captain America: Civil War was also a solo movie, and I would actually say that that's better.
You think so? Okay. And that's okay.
Civil War was fucking awesome.
Here's the thing, Winter Soldier. Like, ask me on Tuesday. Winter Soldier's number one. Ask me on Wednesday. Civil War.
Yeah, I agree.
I go back and forth on the two, but Civil War has so fucking much. That moment where Ant-Man becomes fucking Giant Man. Talk about amazing moments in the movies. The fact that fucking Spider-Man rolls in and his introduction into the MCU is snatching Cap's shield away.
Yeah,
and landing it with a superhero pose.
Introduction of Black Panther with still the best Black Panther suit on screen. That suit in Civil War is better than the stuff.
It's better than all the other.
Yeah. But then I can go like you said.
That's a good movie too.
Ask me on Monday, and I might say the first Iron Man because the first Iron Man was just so awesome and still holds up, even though the Ironmonger stuff at the end is kind of whatever, but it's still so good.
I don't know, but then you're talking about solo superhero movies, so I would take away Civil War. You could say Winter Soldier, but then I'm like looking at things like Dark
Black
Knight.
Widow's in it.
Like
and
Dark Knight's really, really, really,
Dark
really
Knight
good.
is really, really good.
So,
But then again, what we just said, that Spider-Man: No Way Home is
it's a group movie.
Dark Knight.
That movie
But it's
without
all Spider-Man.
that movie without Toby and Andrew is not as good.
Shit. Yes, I agree.
And that movie doesn't even exist
I
without
agree.
Doctor Strange. Or
I agree.
True.
if
I
that
agree.
movie
Okay,
is shit
so
without
it's-
two other franchises, that movie doesn't work.
I agree.
That doesn't.
I fucking agree.
It works, but
No,
you
it's
have
not.
all the
No,
villains.
No. It does not work without any of that shit prior to what
Well,
happened.
because that's all the villains in the movie, right? It's all hit.
But it's all villains from the other franchises.
That's what I'm saying. It's all.
So No Way Home is amazing, phenomenal, but we're cutting out group movies. So no Batman v Superman, no Justice League, no Way Home.
Dark Knight.
Solo movies.
It's got to be Dark Knight.
That superhero alone with his supervillain.
It has
Arch
to be Dark
nemesis.
Knight. It's got to be Dark Knight.
Yeah, but I could argue that the Dark Knight was a Joker movie, and that's it because Bale was in it.
No,
Who cares?
do that. What?
And you know where he wasn't? You know where fucking Joker wasn't? Joker wasn't in fucking China when Batman went over there and snatched the motherfucker out of that
Which
whole
was
ass
awesome
country.
scene. No,
Brought him back.
Fucking awesome.
You know where else he wasn't? He wasn't in that fucking nightclub when he dropped fucking Eric Roberts off the edge, broke his ankles.
that is true.
He wasn't there at the fall with Harvey Dent.
The Dark Knight is probably the best solo superhero movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say Captain America,
But-
Civil War, Winter Soldier. Sorry, Winter Soldier is probably second.
But Toby's Spider-Man's also in there too.
Toby's Spider-Man is. I think he's right there.
What, Winter Soldier?
No, I'm saying
It's one of the top.
we argued it earlier. I said The Dark Knight was better than all the Toby movies, and Alil was shocked. But just now, he just said The Dark Knight's probably the best superhero movie.
I have to fight for Toby, right? Like, look behind me.
But then again, is Winter Soldier a solo fucking Cap movie because fucking Black Widow was in it?
And the Falcon
And Nick Fury and Falcon.
and Winter Soldier.
Well,
But at
Winter
that
Soldier
point-
was the villain.
But at that point, like the MCU was already like they were building so much. You
I
know what
agree.
mean?
I agree on that point.
It's hard. It's hard with those to call any of them solo movies.
Yeah.
I mean, well, the first Iron Man for sure, and I guess Iron Man 2, and for the most part, Iron Man 3 didn't have. All they had was a War Machine, really. And those ones, they didn't have nobody else.
Yeah, I mean, well, Iron Man 2, yeah.
What am I saying?
I mean-
Fucking Thor movies didn't have nobody else in them either.
Well, they had the Warriors 3 and Lady Sif.
It's all part of Thor shit.
I know. Just saying.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
And go back and watch that first Thor movie.
That first Captain America movie, though, is still good, too. First Avenger.
When you see like what's the big villain at the end of that?
It's Frost Giants, weren't it?
No, it was that big robot with the fire face.
Oh, I love that robot though. That robot's awesome.
He made that wicked sound like when the fire was coming out.
That robot was awesome as shit.
But like he's walking towards the town to fight Thor, and it's like nothing in this little pop-up town. Like
It's the Destroyer.
it's like they built these little stilt buildings just for this robot to blow up.
Man, I haven't watched that in so
really
long.
funny.
I have not
First
watched
Thor
it
movie.
before.
The
Well,
only
let's
thing
watch that one.
The other thing that throws you off in that one is they were still like they made Chris Hemsworth dye his eyebrows blonde. It's like
He looked odd. Yeah, it looked odd.
I don't even remember that. Damn, really? I didn't even know.
Yeah, he was very blondish.
He was very Thor then. Now he's a fucking.
well, that was directed by Kenneth Branagh,
brother.
Shakespeare.
acclaimed director.
Yeah, but he didn't have that fucking jokey shit in there either. Like I thought Thor.
He
was fucking
did.
Awesome.
He was drinking the coffee, another, and smashing the glass. You know.
Yeah, but it wasn't like
Darcy
as it
in
is
there
now.
doing her thing, and yeah.
It's like everything now. Fucking Thor does is like a fucking pun. Fucking
But Thor,
joke.
but the whole
It's
part
true,
of that,
true.
the whole part of that first movie was like Thor learns a lesson, right? Thor is a big fucking angry mama's, big baby boy, and all full of himself, and he needs to be humbled a little bit. And like he gets sent down to Earth, he loses his powers because he can't take his hammer back. He gets really sad, and then that lets him get his
Steve.
hammer back.
Steve. Man of Steel.
Listen, Archangel, Man of Steel has been on the tip of my tongue this whole conversation because I will tell you this: I have watched Man of Steel more times than I have watched Dark Knight, more times than I have watched
Steve, I literally forgot about
Spider-Man movie.
Man of Steel is fucking great.
I will tell you, like, I fucking love Man of Steel. That is endlessly watchable. I can anytime it's on, I can watch the whole movie.
I don't think you can do another Superman movie that'll be as good as Man of Steel. I don't give a fuck what this legacy bullshit says, which we gotta talk about the casting on that one.
Well, I mean, the guy looks just like.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if
so
James
when you
Gunn
order Henry Cavill on Wish, you get.
I'm not sure if James Gunn can. But then again, we watched Brightburn, and that was so fucking great. So then again, now I'm like thinking back, like, can James Gunn do it? He probably can.
He did Peacemaker too. Peacemaker's fucking great.
Yeah.
And the Suicide Squad movie was
to know
good.
where Black Panther would stand.
Black Panther's really good. It's up there, but
it doesn't stand up there though with me like fucking great movies though. Like Black Panther, watching it now, I'm like,
the problem is Killmonger was really a really good villain, but their ultimate final battle really kind of shit the bed. So it was a lot of really good buildup. Like I remember sitting in the theater when those rhinos came out with armor. I was like, son of a fucking bitch, this is where we're at. This is fucking awesome. Like I can't believe I'm seeing this. I'm in a theater watching rhinos run around with armor. This is great.
You guys really like Aquaman as a solo film, right? Like there was nobody else in Aquaman.
I liked Aquaman. I liked Aquaman enough, but I wouldn't rank it up there among like that's not Dark Knight.
It's not top 10. Yeah, it's not top 5, top 10. But
Man of Steel might be. No, I might rank Man of Steel above Dark Knight. Honestly.
Steve, it's up there 1 and 2.
The world building it does with Krypton, like how much work went into every fucking frame of that movie. How much detail is in everything.
It is so fucking sad that we'll never get a fucking Man of Steel 2. It sucks. It sucks so. This fucking legacy shit better be fucking phenomenal. Like it better be like, holy shit. Who's the villain? Oh, Lex Luthor with fucking. It's fucking. I don't know. If it's Lex Luthor again, I'm done. I can't do this shit. I can't keep doing it. I need Brainiac. I need fucking Metallo. I need a fucking real villain. I cannot do these fucking. I can't do Lex Luthor again. I can do Lex Luthor as like a huge corporate dude, like who's like behind the scenes. But I cannot do Lex Luthor as a fucking bad guy in this because it does not fit.
Or the president.
I don't want to see no fucking.
So think about it. So every Superman movie that we've gotten, we've gotten Lex Luthor and Zod. We've gotten multiple times. I don't think we can count that Nuclear Man or whatever the fuck he was. Fuck that guy.
That didn't count.
That whole movie didn't count.
And then we got Richard Pryor.
But then we got, then we get Brandon Routh in there, and it's Lex Luthor again.
Yeah,
it's a sexual predator trying to take over the country.
And then Henry Cavill, we get Zod again. So it's like, yeah, you're right, Sean. Like, give us somebody new. You have all these villains. Well, in Batman v Superman, they gave us Doomsday, which was not good. I didn't like that Doomsday.
Yeah, but they haven't figured because they keep trying to do their own fucking version of Doomsday for some fucking reason. I don't get why. I don't know. They're being weird about it, and I love Batman v Superman, but the problems with that movie are right there too. It's if these two fucking men would just talk, there would be no problem.
Just say 2 sentences. That's it.
You can solve this. And no bullshit. Like up until that movie came out, it never even dawned on me that Superman's mom was named Martha Kent, and Batman's mom's name was Martha Wayne. I knew that information in my head, but it never dawned on me that their names were the same. It never had.
Because you know why? Because they did it in such a dumb way to solve the problem.
Well, they did because he should not have say Martha. That would make no sense to Bruce Wayne, so he would have no clue what she was even talking about. But like if his mom's name was like Diane, then he would have just like stabbed fucking Superman in the throat or something. Like I don't know. Who's Martha? Fuck Martha. But like, it was just funny because the whole internet was just like, we all knew that. If I like, no, shut up. No, nobody fucking had that shit on the tip of their tongue. Like, I knew that. I always thought that was a weird coincidence. No, you fucking didn't. Okay, and it is stupid going back and thinking about it, but at the time,
Yeah,
I wasn't mad at it.
I get it. Well, so moving from the superhero talk, I watched Indy, the new Indiana Jones movie, The Dial of Destiny, and I have to say I really enjoyed it. Is it a hero? It's borderline hero high sidekick because it's not the perfect movie. I don't think we'll ever get the Indiana Jones trilogy type feel, but this was pretty close. This was way better than the last one.
Well,
way
that's
better.
not a high bar.
And I mean, I'll give you guys a spoiler because it's not really that big of a deal spoiler, but man, they fucking just killed that character. Shia LaBeouf is dead. Like, he doesn't exist.
Like they just write him out.
They
just drop
they said that he
him?
died. It's a reason why Indy's in this situation. He's
He
in.
died. God damn.
They killed his son. Signed up for the military and died in war.
Damn.
Wait, okay, so I'm trying to remember. So Mutt was his son.
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf was Indiana Jones' son.
Yes.
They
So
introduced him.
Did which girl come back? What's her name? Don't tell me. Tell me.
I was gonna say, just watch it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's like he went to war and died.
Yeah, he's dead. It was like,
Yeah.
I was like, wow. Like they could have just. I was like, that's just crazy, but okay. But the movie was great. Like what people were complaining, just I don't know why you're complaining. Indiana Jones is just punching Nazis, stealing artifacts from Nazis, and it's just this globe-trotting thing where they're going to place just like every other one of these movies. Like this movie would have fit perfectly as a follow-up to The Last Crusade. Like it's just that same feel. Yes, a little too much heavy on the CG, wished a little bit more on the practical, but also you have a Harrison Ford who is in his 70s who definitely cannot do all these stunts that he was able to do.
How's the de-aging look? Pretty good?
The de-aging in some scenes was great, in some a little rough. But I think
they're almost there.
I think it's getting close, right? Like overall, like even like when we watched.
Remember where it started? Go back and watch fucking The Mummy Returns. Go back and watch that.
Oh yeah,
that's where it started.
The fucking rock. Oh my god. But it's getting close. Like I was watching the flashback scene, and even I looked at Jenny. And I'm like, how did you think that looked? She's like, that looked great. She's like, you know what? If they made a whole movie with de-aged Harrison Ford and they plopped in another story there throughout that whole time, she's like, I'd buy it. I'd enjoy it. I think it would have been great. But it's funny because you can tell it was his voice now and his younger body then. So it's like, you can tell it's off. It's a little gruffer, a little slower.
So can I ask you a little? What's your rating on it?
I said it's like borderline. I'd say I'm gonna give it a hero. I'll give it a low hero.
All right, good.
Yeah, shit. I mean, Taylor, there you go. He's fucking turning 81 in the next week. Yeah, so there you go. I said 70s. He's fucking 81. So guess what? 81 deserves a hero for everything he did in this. I mean, it's fantastic, and the story was good. It wasn't like off the wall bonkers, but
I can't wait to see it.
It was fun. I couldn't believe the kids all enjoyed it, and they haven't really watched all the Indiana Jones movies. I mean, they've seen them because Jenny has them on, but I don't think they've actually sat down and like focused in on them. So I do want them to do that. Actually, I want them to do the Mission Impossible movies too, as well, because I do want to go see that. But I don't understand that. Although the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes is like an 89-90%, somewhere around there. So I think the audience is just having a good time with it. I agree with that.
Tron Legacy started the de-aging.
Tron Legacy started.
I mean, I guess the Rock isn't really where that. Mummy Returns isn't where they started de-aging, I guess. You technically
the CG character,
CGI character. Well, I mean, but like Gollum was
With
right
mocap.
after that, and Gollum was really fucking good for the time.
yeah,
and, like
like,
still holds up.
Yeah, but that wasn't like a full human character, right? Like
True.
we've seen. I mean, the Hulk looked great in the first Avengers, right? Like that.
Yeah, but those are not when they're not supposed to look normal. It's easier to make them look believable.
Like Gollum, that's what I'm saying. Like that makes sense, right? Because you can give him the eyes.
The
especially
Hulk,
when
same
you-
way though. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
matter if his features are off. Like who cares?
Completely agree, but it is getting closer and closer, and I think there are some really really good scenes. Some like I think the ones that didn't really work were like a lot of the action ones, like when he was moving really quickly. It was it was a little tough. Like he's getting hit in the face or something. Like he's making quick reactional moves. I just don't think it's there. But you know, Taylor said Mads was a little bit of a letdown as the final indie villain. I didn't think it was terrible. I mean, again, I'm just happy it was a Nazi, and that's the best for indie, right?
Yeah,
When these bunch of Nazis in the face,
not fighting extraterrestrials.
yeah, alien Russians, like fight the Nazis, and that's what we want. And this was perfect, and it was kind of like a throwback, right? Like, especially because at the time, this was during the when the U.S. landed on the moon and all this kind of stuff, right? Like, so that was the time that this was set in. And to still have Nazis around and that tie-in and how they told that story made so much sense, because what about like Oppenheimer, all these things where they use Nazi scientists to actually get them to this next level, right? Like they used it for the rockets and everything to fly to space. All this stuff was after the fact, just like even in like Captain America: Winter Soldier, right? Like Arnim Zola was hired by S.H.I.E.L.D. after the fact. So it's like all these different things like that's historical, that's true in history. They're tying them in and telling a good story around it. So I enjoyed it. I definitely think it's one to watch.
Where's your bust? Where's your
I
bust?
returned the bust.
Oh, okay.
The bust had a crack in it. Sideshow sending me a new one. I sent it back already. So they're processing the new bust. It had a small stress crack in the back area where you couldn't really see it. It was in the black, like in the like not back but underneath.
Oh no, you showed us last week.
And, yeah, I showed it to you
after the show. I just wasn't sure if you had already gotten that
I
process
have
taken
not.
care of.
Yeah, no, it's taken care of. I mailed it out, and that's when I mailed Sean stuff out as well. So, but yeah, definitely check out Indy 5. And then the only other thing for me is I got some new news. I forgot to tell you guys before we were started recording. I have been accepted in the School of Law at Florida State University, and I will be going in the fall to get my Juris Master's degree at Florida State.
Holy crap!
So,
boy, your stress is going to be at
Good
a
job,
whole
man.
another high level.
Juris
All right, so you're gonna have. I'm hearing more energy from you on late night recordings on Saturdays. That's what I'm hearing, right?
Yep, of
More
course.
more time to watch
Monday
shit,
together.
more time to play shit, more time to catch up
Well,
on everything.
I will figure it all out.
The show will be ending next week.
Yeah.
I am not doing that.
On
we're
a
still
sad
going.
note,
Thanks, James.
But-
Thanks, Carlos.
Salt and Pepper will live on in everyone's minds.
Yeah. Remember that one review we got? They hated me and was hoping that you guys would do your own spin-off show anyway. So
Yep.
maybe this will push it.
We're still waiting for it.
No, but nothing's gonna. I mean, it's luckily most of it's gonna be virtual. I'll be able to do online stuff and stuff like that. So it'll be all right. I'll just have to pick and choose. Again, pick and choose what I watch. It's not like I watch everything you guys watch anyway. So
No, you don't.
It's true. It's
So,
been a running
it's
theme
okay.
for the last decade. So I don't see a point
I
in
still
you
haven't watched
starting now.
Game of Thrones. So I mean, why not?
He still hasn't
see,
watched Game of Thrones.
remember when he was like, "Oh, I'm in a Game of Thrones"? Man, that lasted about 2 weeks. And
He was like,
ain't come-
I
"God,
watched season 1, and then when Sean Bean got his head cut off, and I was like, I'm done with this. I was like,
You have
Yeah, I'm
no
all right.
commitment. No commitment to TV shows.
Unless they're in spandex, I'm good.
Sean, we gotta watch Your Honor.
I watched Your Honor.
All of it with all of season 2.
I don't think I finished it. I didn't finish it.
I've heard that's like up there.
Did you finish From?
James, I have not
season
finished.
2.
I watched one episode of Peacemaker. James, I have not finished Peacemaker.
No commitment.
Did you see? Have you watched season 2 or is just watch season 1 of From?
Marvel spandex, James. Let me clarify.
I'm on like episode 2 of From.
Of season 1?
Yeah, season 2.
Fuck. But that's on fucking that other Plus thing that I don't have.
I don't use that. I
AMC
use
Plus.
that. I use that.
Oh, I guess it's on there.
I was gonna say, there's other means, Steve. Come on.
That show From is fucking awesome, bro.
Awesome.
That show
I would actually love to do that for fucking like 31 Days of Horror. Like that would be
a little. I'm
great.
telling you, that show.
Carlos, you missed
is
the whole
so
beginning.
gory.
Sean and Steve were watching. We're talking about.
Oh yeah, we can't beat that show off any more than we already did. We love it so much.
Yeah, we
Are
beat that
you
bear until it was sleep. Until it hibernated.
Until that bear went to sleep. Until he rolled over and just
forced hibernation.
Oh shit! Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah, so I got nothing for the toy box. I know Sean, you got a plethora of stuff. Steve, you got anything this week?
No, I went out and about today doing a little looking, seeing if I can just get around Japanese tapes or anything cool like that. Where I just ended up finding some cool actual books. Where my wife wanted me to build this whole nook with all these bookshelves, and she got all her books out on there. And I had built a lot more shelves than she had books. So it's like, well, now we go thrift storing. You know what I mean? Like, you go to these places, hardbacks, $1. Soft covers, 25 cents. And you can find bangers. I got the big, tall hardback cover of Lost World, Michael Crichton, like the big white cover with the black skeleton that wraps around the whole thing. $1, perfect condition. Like, awesome. Nice. So we just did that. We got a whole bunch of cool shit. You find graphic novels in there, 25 cents.
You could have just extended your VHS, your overflow VHS over there.
Nah. That's a reading spot. This is a watching spot. This is Foothill Video in here. Not there. It's for the nerds.
Well, maybe that's Foothill reading.
Foothill Library.
Yeah.
No.
All right. I was just saying. James wants to know, Sean, if you've been watching Strange New Worlds.
Yes. Season 2 or episode 2 came out this week or last week or whatever this week. Watched it, loved it. I love Star Trek Strange New Worlds. I love Star Trek, the other one too. I think they're really great shows. So yeah, a lot of shows got canceled this week. I like Picard. Picard was good. Actually, I like Picard really a lot. Actually, a lot of shows got canceled this week. There was a lot of canceled shows.
Well, not only are they canceling, but they're like removing them from the platforms, which are weird because they're like original content shows, and they're just like, yeah, we're just gonna get rid of it. And it's like, but why? But like, you made the show for this streaming
want to know why?
Service.
Fucking ESPN. A little ESPN got rid of a bunch of motherfuckers this week.
I know. I'm kind of disappointed because when I go on my walks in the morning, because I wake up at 5:30 and go on my walk, I listen to Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. And Max and Keyshawn are gone. And I'm like, you know what? It was funny. I never brought it up to you, but I don't know if you've ever listened to the show. Sean, more. Like, when I listen to Keyshawn talk, it's like I'm listening to you talk. Like, really? You guys say very similar things in like how you describe things. It's very, very similar. It's not just, it's weird. It's like he talks about like how he's ranking things and how he's looking at because like it's like when he's talking about like receivers and stuff like that. It's like when I'm listening to you talk about art and like how you have your focus. It doesn't matter if it's good. Other people think it's good. This is what you think as an artist, and that's your saying. And he does the same shit with receivers. He's like talking about his top 5 receivers, and everybody's like, even Chris Carter, like he's like, you don't even have Justin Jefferson in your top 5 receivers. And he's like, well, he's number 6, And he's like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And then he started breaking it down. I'm listening to it. I'm like, it's like I'm listening to Sean break down like artwork. It's just the same shit. It's like the same kind of take, like the tone, how you describe things. It's really funny. But like, I'm disappointed to see that go. But Steve, back to what you were saying. Why?
Oh no, continue, finish. I want to hear you finally profess your actual love for Sean. We're almost there. You were so close.
I profess my love to both of you.
You were so close.
I've sent you both.
I mean, who doesn't love me, Steve? You love me. You know you do. Like, I mean, come on. We agree 95% of the time on shit that we agree on. So
I think a Lil's tipping into that. Like, love you a little differently.
Oh,
are you jealous, Steve? Are you? Because it's not true. I've sent you as many feet pics as I've sent to Sean.
So 4, right, Sean? 4.
There's a lot of jelly in my belly.
No, but it's financial. That's why. Because if they pull these shows off, they're able to write them off on their taxes because they're not continuing to make any kind of profit on that. So then they can write off the costs. It's why like HBO Max canceled the Catwoman. Like they're being able to $100 million right off the books, and like any profit that they think that they would have made by subscribers, they could just wipe that into that. So all this stuff that's happening because all these studios, every single studio, Apple, everybody is like going through this because the problem is Netflix started this whole war with subscribers, thinking that that's how you're going to make a profit in the streaming game. And that has been the most foolish thing you can do. So everyone who's been just going after subscribers, not caring, making more content, and then bringing in subscribers, even though it's at a loss, they're all feeling it across the board. And that's why you're seeing movies canceled. That's why you're seeing things shelved. That's why you're seeing things gutted. And then on top of that, now you have these strikes going on you're going to start seeing follow-up strikes over and over. Like we're talking, the fact that the writer strike is still going on is actually shocking, because a lot of the times when these things go, it's like a week or two, and it sounds that it's going to be going on for months, maybe even longer. And if that's the case, guess what's going to happen? More reality shows. We're going to see more game shows. We're going to see more just nonsense. And that's it. Like everything.
Or we're gonna see really good content get made by scab writers. Don't forget that a lot of the writers that are in Hollywood now are writers that got busy when the last strike happened in 2008 or 2011. But there's a lot of cats that started doing that started working when that shit was happening, that kept going and are now in prominent positions.
Let's start writing some shit. I'm joking.
I'll go be a fucking scab writer. Hey, you want to know a cool fucking show idea?
Oh man! All right, Sean, what'd you get this week?
Well, thank you, Lo. I want to say thank you already.
Full screen.
I'm going Sean full screen, man. So
okay, I appreciate you and for getting me this cool ass Cal Kestis lightsaber from the Disney parks. It's a great piece to add to my Star Wars collection, and I love the hilt at the bottom. It's like wired and like damaged, which is exactly like the game, which is really great. I love the hilts. The top of the hilt looks really cool. I'm not a blade guy, so I don't really need the whole lightsaber, but I just love the hilt of how it looks.
Phenomenal. I mean, if you ever want those, I can pick up a bunch and send them in your way. So I'm just saying, if you do.
Yeah, I just want the hilts. I don't go around going. I don't do all that shit. I ain't got time.
Maybe one day you'll want to.
I won't.
No, he wants the white hilt, which is going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah, which is a great saber. I think it's a really phenomenal saber. I love the video game. I still have not. It's very heavy. It's very, very heavy. Like I can smack somebody upside the head with this thing. It really is cool though. I think there's another side to this, but like I don't like. I know the new one is like big, but I love this one. I like the original stuff. I don't need that new big giant hilt in the white box. I'm fine with this one. everybody's selling theirs anyway. The new ones that came out anyway. So this one's a great piece. I'm glad I got it, and I appreciate you for that. Thank you, sir. Your gift is on the way. Second piece that I had got a couple weeks ago that I never talked about, and this is actually from Disney Parks as well. This was the Dinjarik figure set. Although got me a couple other things, but I'll talk about them next week. This is the figure set of 4, and the Dinjarik set is from Han Solo's chest, hollow chest that was in Star
On the
Wars.
Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. So these are the first 4 figures that came with it. I don't know their names, but they were all designed by Phil Tippett. If you don't know who Phil Tippett is, he did the creature design for the Rancor. These figures, a lot of ILM stuff that he did in the beginning years of when Star Wars first began. Really great puppet artist. He actually did RoboCop. I think he did the T100 or what is it? The T100.
I think he did Ed 209, right?
Ed 209, yeah.
Yeah.
Kane, that one. Really great figure. I love the design of it. Really cool. Very, very great detail. Die cast. This is die cast, not like some bullshit plastic. Very well done figures. It's another one. Again, die cast metal. Really cool figures that were very, very well done. Regal Robot did some that were very expensive, really out of my price range. I would never pay that much for them. So these are the second best pieces that I think that were really great. Again, another figure from it. I love the design of the figures. It looked really, really great. Did a phenomenal job. And this is another one of the figures that came with it. Love the alien design of it. They're really, really cool. I have no idea what they are, but they're really, really great figures.
Yeah, but they just look Star Wars. You know what I mean? They have that look.
Very, very, very. I would love to get
sorry, sure.
I would love to get a hollow chest, like a table to really put them on, which is really, really cool. Yeah. Here's the second set of figures is 4 figures. They only had 8 figures altogether. If you remember from that scene, you can remember this figure actually body slamming the other figure that I'm about to pull out, which is a really cool scene. Those aren't articulated, so I can't really pull off that scene. But really another great figure. Again, it came with a lot of good detail on that. Look at the texture on that. Really, really cool. Really, they must have scanned Phil Tippett's designs. I thought it was really, really cool. I'm glad they did that. I'm pretty sure they took some type of 3D scan and pulled these figures together. Another great figure. I don't even know what the hell it is. It has different mouths. It looks like a Venus flytrap. Really, really cool. And great figures. Really, really cool. I'm having a nice little setup for them. When I'm done, this is another cool figure. He came with a bone staff, but really great figures, man. Again, all metal die cast. Great detail, great texture, great color, great paint. Get a great paint job. And the last one is another one of those cool figures. Really, really cool. Nice detail. Again, great pieces to have in the collection. Especially, I'm not paying the Regal Robot prices. There's some Regal Robot stuff that I have coming in. They're a lot of Mad Cats and stuff. But this was great. Again, it was sold out. I got on eBay. I think the retail price at the parks was $130 a piece, $150. I got each one for $100. Which is really great. Really great steal on eBay. And I'm happy to have them. I've been wanting them for a while. I've been asking a little about them, and they were gone from the parks. So now they're more. I guess they're limited edition now, and I wish they were numbered, which would have been cool, but that probably would have drove the price up a little bit more.
The only thing I would say about those, I love them. I just because of that scene, because they were on that hollow chest thing, and they you could see that they were kind of lit up differently, right? They weren't just figures. I know they were like claymation at the time. I wish they had kind of a little. I wish they had a little bit of a different paint app that gave it a little like a bluish hue to feel that they were coming alive, like on a hollow chessboard. You know what I mean? I get that what those were.
Yeah, the crazy part, and again, and if you watch the documentaries and the Star Wars documentaries, they were just like this. They were actually originally made like that. And I'm surprised they even had these things, because I would never think that it would be in Disney's like repertoire to kind of pull off something like that and to like scan Phil Tippett's stuff. And again, that I love these pieces. Will probably I hope they would never leave my collection, because again, I do love them. I wish I would have had the money to get the Regal Robot ones, because they were signed by Phil Tippett and shit like that, which was really great. But overall, I love it. Like I again, the stuff that I'm trying to get from, like, I'm looking at the original Star Wars books and shit like that. So I want, in my brain, I'm like, I want every model that like was there. And like there's a picture of Steven Spielberg in front of a bunch of maquettes that were from like Return of the Jedi and shit. And I want every single maquette that was fucking made. Like they're so cool to have that piece of like Star Wars history, you know, in my collection. I really enjoy that. I've just grown to love Star Wars so much at the point.
We can at least do models, right? You showed me a model earlier.
I did, Steve. Actually, I didn't even get a chance to share that I actually created this week. Real quick, I actually showed Steve this week.
He was going to sell himself short.
So I did this little piece this week. It's actually an A-wing fighter. Let's say A-wing. Yeah,
Y-wing.
A-wing. Y-wing. I'm sorry. Y-wing fighter. This was a model kit that actually came.
It's a lot of detail in that.
Yeah, I put a lot of paint into it. A lot of detail. Let me actually turn up my screen so you can see a little bit better.
I'll
yeah, no, you good. But yeah, all the detail, all the paint work, all the wash I put into it. You can see it. Really, really cool base, Death Star base. A lot of fucking detail, a lot of little pieces inside this thing that I had to put on. But great detail. I really love it. This was really fun to put together, but it was a fucking bitch. I wish that Bandai would do bigger scale stuff, but they just don't.
Well,
do
yeah,
it.
and they're so light, like they're like you're afraid to like move them because they're just like, oh. But it's cool.
You think you'll build your own chessboard? I mean, I know I bought you that one with the smaller pieces and the smaller chess set. You think you'd take that top and build a pedestal for it? I could
do that.
You could literally just
because you could just build that pedestal part.
You could just print out the fucking, draw it, you know, the top of it, and just print it out like a fucking laminate and just lay it on whatever material you want.
I actually could. I didn't even think about that. I could spray paint it silver. I could do that. I could actually pull that off. I might try.
If you want, I can take you some pictures of the life size one at the parks. And
they got one at the parks, life size.
Yeah, they have it in the Millennium Falcon ride. You can go in. You can actually sit in it. It's got the whole bench area. Like it's awesome. I
mean, Regal Robot actually has one that I can just buy.
Yeah, but how much is that?
It's like $400.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not. I thought it was gonna be like $4,000, but
no, it's not. It's not accurate. It's not accurate, but I mean, it's fucking cool. Like if you can see it, it's right. You can see it right here.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you could take that and actually build off of it, right? You could put pieces on the bottom to actually make
Dude, you can find an IKEA table that's round on the top and fucking print a sticker out, looks just like that, and be done with it.
I could, Steve, but I'm
for like $60. Be done with it.
I probably won't.
No,
I'll buy it.
I'm too fucking poor to just buy it. I'd be like, ooh, I can make that. I can make that in an afternoon.
Yeah, I wish you lived by me.
I can make me one of those.
I was gonna say it, and then I'm in between. I would just say, hey, Steve, build this for me, and I'll make the cash. I'll pay for the shipping back to me. So
I can make that.
I believe you could.
Yeah.
Or I just ordered the parts off of Etsy.
I'm saying
that too. I bet you can find that. So I guess the big news of the week is we have a Superman, David Cornsweet. Cornsweet. I don't know how to say his name. I don't know what he. I've never seen him in anything. Like I haven't seen him. I know he's been in stuff. Have you guys seen him in anything?
No,
No.
I think he's from like Bridgerton or something like that. Like one of those
What?
shows. It's not my cup of tea.
It ain't my bag either.
They drink a lot of tea in those shows. It's not for me.
I like that British tea.
It is. It's like my wife loves that stuff. So it's like she's like, I want to watch, and I'm just like, let me guess. Period piece with large dresses and thick British accents. She's like, yep. I'm like, I'm out. Have fun.
I mean, I guess he's lucky that it's a couple years away because he's very skinny and small and scrawny.
I get what you're saying.
And
Yeah,
he
but
can work it out, you know.
Go look at the very first picture of Henry Cavill wearing a
Agreed.
Superman suit when he was cast. Go look at the movie he was in before Man of Steel, a little movie called Immortals, where he weighed about $130 in that thing, soaking wet.
Yeah.
So
I'm not saying he can't bulk up. I'm just saying at this
they're-
moment.
bulk up. These guys, you know what that man's job is until the day of shooting?
bulk
Get bigger.
Yeah.
If that was my only job, was you're gonna give me millions of dollars to be in this movie and fucking.
I mean, look at Chris Pratt, right? Like from Parks and Rec to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
First part, you know what I mean? Like night and
Oh, yeah.
day. So no, I get that. I'm not saying he can't do it. You know, when it's he's too small now, but it's not. But also Henry Cavill, wasn't he in like that? Wasn't he in that show, that one of those sword and sandals type shows where he was muscular for a bit? And
I don't know. I'm not saying he wasn't muscular. I'm just saying he wasn't Henry Cavill.
yeah,
Like he got Superman big and then has just been that fucking big now. He just maintains it. But like he wasn't that big to begin with.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at him now.
But this guy looks just like Henry Cavill. Like
He looks exact. Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean that's good, right? I mean, Henry Cavill looked like Superman.
But
So-
why not just keep Henry Cavill? Like at that point,
I don't know how old is Henry Cavill and how old is this guy?
Yeah, I mean, you're asking me questions I do not know.
it ain't that far. I mean, Henry Cavill was like 36.
No,
Now I'm looking. Hold on.
So, and then they also cast Lois, right?
Henry Cavill's 40. I was like, no way, Henry Cavill's fucking older than me or younger than me. Henry Cavill's 40.
And this guy, oh my god, this guy was fucking born in '93. This guy's 20.
Holy
Is he
shit.
20? Oh shit, he's young as shit. Steve, he's 6'4".
Or 30.
He's
30,
29. He's 29.
He's 30. He's 30.
Okay,
Well,
so
okay.
he's 10
I
years
had the
younger.
math. I had the math.
He's
wrong.
11 years younger than Cavill. He's 3 inches taller and still looks like Superman. I'm just saying, like, I don't think that's a bad casting. I'll tell you
It's
what.
not
I'm not saying it's
Him,
bad at all. I'm just-
Between the three, I forget who the other guy was. It was him, some other guy, and Nicholas Holt was the third guy. And I was like, I do
don't want
not want
Nicholas
fucking
Holt.
Nicholas Holt as Superman. I don't. No.
Yeah.
He's not so. He tried to be Batman in Matt Reeves' Batman movie too. I'm like, hey, cut it out. Stay in your lane, Nicholas Holt. You don't have the right face for it.
You were a good beast.
Yeah, but Beast changes his face.
I know. I'm just saying you were a good beast. And then they.
Yeah, this guy-
I
That's
like him.
great.
He was great in Mad Max and shit. Fucking, I like that guy. He's just not Batman or Superman.
Rachel Brosnahan is.
Yeah, she's great in her show. Her show is
The Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Marvelous Miss Maisel. Yeah, she's really good at that. I think she's actually a really great Lois Lane. She looks really Lois Laney. So it works. I'm cool
She's a
with
very
that.
attractive woman. She
Yeah.
has nice assets.
Yes, per Steve. This week.
Yeah. So I mean,
Well, I mean, like you want to see, right? Like you want to, when you see a Lois Lane, you want it. For me, it was always like, this has to be someone that like this guy sees in this. He sees all of Earth in this one woman. He has to be like in love with this lady. And Margot
tell you-
Kidder, I never understood that. I was just like, ugh.
I never
And then-
understood that one either.
Kate Bosworth was in Brandon Routh's movie, and I was like, eh. whoever they had cast as Lois Lane in Smallville, on the money. You guys got it, because that's the kind of lady.
And that's why I've always loved Smallville. So they did a good job.
Who else do we have? We have the Superman and Lois show right now. I don't see Lois in that Lois. And then Amy Adams, she was good, but
I like Amy Adams.
I like Amy Adams too. I don't have a problem with Amy Adams.
I like this chick. You know, we'll see. I mean, it's big news.
She's good. She talks fast. She talks like a reporter. Like even in her show, she talks very fast. Like she's very good. Like I could see her as Lois Lane. Like literally,
she obviously has comedic timing. She's
good. Like I'm very happy with the casting that they've done.
Everyone's giving it shit online. Everybody. Nobody's happy.
Don't they always? Who haven't they cast in a major superhero role pre the movie coming out that everybody didn't shit on?
I don't think anybody shit on Cavill.
I don't think anybody shit on this one yet, though.
Who?
Cavill? I don't think anybody was shitting on Henry Cavill getting cast.
But at that point, I don't think anybody was like, because of Brandon Routh at that moment, I don't think anybody thought it could get any worse.
There's rumored casting for the movie that one Brendan Fraser may be up for the role of Jonathan Kent in this Superman Legacy film.
As long as he's not killed by a damn tornado, I'm fine.
I think they need to right that wrong. That scene still doesn't work for me in Man of Steel. You know what I mean? It's just one of those scenes where I'm just like, I get it. I get what he's doing. Right? If Clark saves him, he exposes himself. The world knows.
Right, but the thing with Clark and not being able to save his dad is because it was out of his control.
Understood. No, that's what I'm saying. They need to rectify that problem.
Yeah.
Right? They need to that being the big issue where Clark can't save his dad no matter what he does. There, Clark could have saved his dad. He could have. He could have been super fast and went and got a big ass piece of plywood and like put it in front of the people and then saved his dad, came back, all done super fast, right? He's like fast like the Flash, right? So he could have done all that shit. But
I don't know.
They didn't.
I mean, I am not. I hope James Gunn makes the definitive Superman movie because we need one. I mean, Man of Steel was great. Man of Steel was great. But could it have been better?
Absolutely.
Sure. Of course. And we all enjoyed Brightburn. I don't think they're going that route. But I'm very curious what Superman Legacy is.
So what changes should have been made to Man of Steel to make it the perfect Superman movie? Because I think all the Krypton stuff was like almost perfect. I mean, you could nitpick the shape of the little devices that sent the prisoners to space because it looked like there was a bunch of little space dildos flying around. That was a little weird, but
I think some of it for me was, and I get probably it was the time and the type of movies that were coming out. Like, but to me, Superman should never feel emo-ish, right? Like the character, he was always the sign of hope, always the sign of that bright light as a character, especially being the reference of kind of an immigrant, right? He is not of this world yet. He is the hope of this world. And it felt throughout, like, yeah, I get it was him learning to be that.
Yeah, he wasn't that yet.
So. But the thing is Jonathan and Martha like instilled all that in him. And I think it didn't show for that whole movie until the very end, right? And I don't know if that you needed to go to that tonal shift for him there. I think I would have preferred a more, I don't know. I don't want to say brighter, but it just seems like it at that moment, too much of that same universe felt so dark. You know, like and Nolan, I know, had his fingers all over it, working with David Goyer wrote that, right? With Zack Snyder?
I think so.
And it didn't connect for me. that's what I'm gonna say. I'm not saying I wanted Christopher Reeves, Boy Scout Superman. I didn't want anything to do with Brandon Routh's type Superman. But it just seemed
I don't know.
like
It's just weird. It's like it almost needs to be an escape, right? Like the Marvel movies are like escapes.
yeah.
These worlds that they're in, like Thanos snaps and half the universe dies or whatever. But like this universe they live in, it doesn't seem like the people occupying this world have any, I don't know, real problems at all. Like it doesn't feel like a real like. There's superhero problems, lots of them, but aside from Peter Parker, not a lot of real people problems. Like Man of Steel, that world felt like Earth, like all that emo shit that happened when he was getting bullied and all this fucking shit, and with the young kids stuff, like that's how the shit is. Like it's a cruel world out there, and fucking Superman has to learn to become that hope in spite of that world. So you have to see some of that darkness in order to get to the light.
Get it, but you already have at that moment when that movie came out 30-year-old Superman, right? So he should have already learned and gotten to that point.
Well, I mean, I guess he was. Well, was he 30? I guess he was, because it came out in 2013, so he was 30 years old. So we got Superman the same age as the one that's coming out now. Like I think that he could have. They fucking screwed the pooch with him, didn't they? Wasted all that fucking time. Like, I think he could have started off Man of Steel 2 as getting there, right? Like, say what you want a little bit. Like, look at Spider-Man 1. He wasn't Spider-Man until the end of that movie.
Yeah,
really.
That's why
Spider-Man 2 started, and
that's why he opens up with that story, right? Like here, with that voiceover, right?
It was kind of on that trajectory. He just Henry Cavill never got that Spider-Man 2 to really let that shine. They literally killed him in the next movie. And the whole time he was in that movie, everyone was super fucking mad at him that he wasn't doing all the things instead of just doing the things that he could do.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. And you're right, Steve. I think that it set it down the wrong path. Like they had a start.
And nobody likes it, but that's exactly what the fuck would happen. If Superman was real, he would get bogged down in fucking litigation and red tape and fucking he broke this law and there's a civil fucking suit, and it would be exhausting to be Superman. It would be you'd have to like everywhere you went would have to be like, I'm just a walking NDA. I'm just a walking fucking disclaimer. Like I don't know. Like
or you can just fucking kill everybody.
Like that's and it was like it was showing him fucking doing heroic acts, and Congress is sitting there like, I don't know about this guy, and you're like, of course you fucking don't, you piece of shit. Like, but that's how it would be. The movie, nobody liked that movie because that shit is so fucking realistic, and they're like, I want to.
They did that. They did that in Spider-Man as well, right? Like they had. Not to that extent of having Congress and shit involved, but like fucking the Daily Bugle, like
Spider-Man was never realistic.
Huh?
Spider-Man was never realistic. None of those movies. They were building a nuclear reactor in like an apartment building with tentacle arms, like news reporters standing around like science. Like, come on. Like the movie operated in a fantasy land unto its own, and it's fine. I like it, but that is not real New York. Okay, you mess with Spidey, you mess with all of us. No, that's not what happens in New York.
I don't know, Sean. Is that what happens in New York?
No, none of that shit happens.
No, but what I'm saying is they went to that, right? Like how many they went to those interviews, right? Like, oh, I love him. Oh, he's hot. Oh, I don't like him. He's blah blah blah. J. Jonah Jameson. He's the voice of that other side. Spider-Man shouldn't have this kind of power. That. But with Batman v Superman, they just took it to this crazy, like him in court and shit, him sitting in front of Congress. Like it just went too far into reality instead of the escapism. I guess that's.
I liked it. That was a devastating scene when fucking Superman's standing there. He's just there to defend himself. And the bomb goes off and everyone dies except for him. And he's just like,
fucking awesome.
Fucking, he just stands there surrounded by fire and fucking starts crying. You're like, God damn! And all he can do is help people. He just flies around picking people up and taking them to fucking medical. Like, people are yelling at him and he fucking leaves. Like, fuck. I know it's depressing, but like, that's what the fuck would happen. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to see, like, I get you don't want like a dark, gritty Superman. Fine. But I don't want to see Superman pulling fucking kittens out of trees either. And being this
I don't either. I'm not saying that
big
that's the right way to
Boy
go.
Scout
But
with
if you
no
have
moral
every
issues.
character in your universe in the same path, then there's no light in that universe.
No, I agree. I think there should have been
Man of Steel.
There should have been a movie in between Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. There should have been a Superman movie and a Batman movie in between Man of Steel
Before
and
they
Batman
got
v
together.
Superman.
Yeah. He should have got a sequel.
Batman Ben Affleck should have gotten a setup movie,
and then then they fight.
Boop, boop, boop. You could have even done Batman solo movie ending with the attack on Krypton or the attack on fucking Metropolis by Zod. It could have been a right before or tangentially like at the same time as Man of Steel.
Right. Yeah. Well, just like Marvel did with like the Hulk and Thor and all that stuff happened in 1 week.
Right.
In the time frame, but
So then you have a Man of Steel 2. Now he's like super bright, but then you could even interject a little bit of Batman behind the scenes kind of stuff going on, and then you have Batman v Superman.
Agree. I think if they took that route, even if they wanted to interject in Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman, and stuff like that, it still would have worked because then there would have been more of the universe built in.
But then you even bother. Like, was that the right path to go down at all? Or should they have just done a solo Batman movie and then they just do Justice League and like you wait until these motherfuckers are older and then you do a Dark Knight Returns with these same dudes?
Who knows?
Man,
that world is dead now after a decade.
We were so close and we were cheated by all of them.
How many movies you said? 15?
14.
14. That's not including Aquaman 2.
No. Or Blue Beetle.
So that's 15, right? Because that's got to be part of it. I mean, unless
now James Wan is saying his movie is a standalone adventure.
Of course.
Oh God.
And they keep now saying that Blue Beetle is the first in James Gunn's, even though it was already filmed before he even.
Well, see, and that's the thing. Like, I like the Blue Beetle trailer, but like, it looks like a Netflix movie. It looks like an HBO
which was
Max
supposed
movie.
to be an HBO Max
I
movie.
know. That's what I'm saying. Like, and now you're saying like, oh, I like it enough that that I want it to be the first movie in my universe. Also, I thought The Flash was great, so we got to work on that.
And I've paid every celebrity on the planet to tell everybody that it's great.
But I guess they really could, if they have enough time, they could film a couple of extra things. They actually just cast the chick that played the Yellow Ranger in the Power Rangers movie. They just cast her to be the voice of the little robot in his helmet, or the Scarab voice. So they're retooling some things. So
they're going Spider-Man Homecoming with the Jennifer Connelly.
There's always a voice. The Scarab always had a voice. It's not a Jennifer Connelly thing.
I'm just saying.
Comic book thing.
I know. Or an Iron Man Jarvis.
Well, that suit never existed for Spider-Man. They just created it and gave it all the powers from a bunch of other suits. So they just robbed everybody, and then you're like, don't copy that.
Why not?
So I don't know. We'll see. They could easily film some things, add some things. But honestly, if we were going the route of Shazam and The Flash, I'm happy it's kind of ending. I'll bask in the glory days. I'll always have Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'll always have Batman v Superman, Man of Steel.
And Joss Whedon's Justice League.
I'll never, ever watch that film again. I would love to see an Ayer cut. That's the other thing.
Of Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll ever get that either. Especially
I don't think I will.
Because Gunn now is in charge, right? Like, if he did a Suicide Squad movie, I doubt he would want an Ayer cut that people would then start comparing to his cut.
True.
You know,
Probably wouldn't want to do that.
so especially when you had so many characters that were in both, like Rick Flag and stuff like that, and Amanda Waller.
And Amanda Waller is going to continue moving forward. The same actress.
Again,
same.
I don't know. Just makes no sense. Again, this universe just needs to just reboot completely.
I know. I'm like, why? Wait. So that's where the problem is, right? It's muddy. It's not clean break.
And that's the thing. So Blue Beetle, the reason why they're able to absorb it is because there's no tie-in, right? Like he didn't show up anywhere else. It's a whole new character that they're bringing in, so they don't have anything to tie in.
And honestly, that was the most Marvel-ass trailer. That trailer had the same tempo, the same style as every Marvel trailer that dropped. So that's why they hired James Gunn. They want DC to be the new Marvel. I don't know. I liked having an alternate to Marvel, not having two Marvels. I don't want two Marvels. That's too many.
I just like watching about all these L's. So that's just me.
That's fucked up, man.
You know me, the hater. You know, Sean texted me about the Lakers. I'm like, yeah, fuck D'Angelo Russell.
It's everything.
I'm just the hater. You know,
it's everything because at the cabin we didn't have cell service, but they did have a working DVD VCR thing. So we took some tapes and some DVDs, and we watched the Power Rangers movie, 2017 one. Put that on. That movie is fucking good, man. It's a good movie, and I can't believe we didn't get a fucking sequel.
No, it's not.
It is. It's so good.
It is not.
Look, I like that movie. I
would rather watch the fucking James Vanderbeek Power.
Could have gotten such a good sequel.
Him and Katie Sackhoff.
That was a good little thing too.
I know that little. What was it, like 15-minute fucking thing?
What do you think of? Maybe we talked about it already. What do you think of Carl Urban being Johnny Cage?
We didn't talk about Carl Urban being Johnny Cage. That's interesting because I just feel like Carl Urban is getting a little too old.
I agree.
Like characters like that. Like I would have thought Johnny Cage. Like when I think of Johnny Cage, I think of like young.
But what if he's playing Johnny Cage,
old Johnny Cage,
the aging actor that's trying to prove himself,
and these young
cats?
I think that can work. You know, because they did show that one picture of them all, so and he had like fucking highlights in his hair and shit. And
Do you see who they got to play Shao Kahn? I don't know his name, but that motherfucker is huge.
I did.
He's crazy tall and just like muscles on top of muscles. I'm intrigued
by this Mortal Kombat movie. I really am.
Well, the first one was okay. It was okay.
It had some good scenes. The main character was garbage.
What was the best scene in that? Probably when he put the hat in the fucking ground and it was doing the saw and he rode that chick through it.
Yeah, I think that was a good scene. Or the old-timey stuff that happened in pre-movie.
The feudal Japan stuff.
Yeah, Scorpion. I thought that was fantastic with Scorpion. Yeah, and then anything after that, iffy. Had a couple good scenes, but iffy.
I hated the main character and his stupid.
That's what I said. The main character was garbage. It's what ruined the movie. Like.
My powers are Muay Thai rope armor. Like
it goes back to the Flash. Like Ezra Miller was just bad.
He should have just turned into Scorpion. Remember we talked about that. We were like, that would have been a better movie.
Why didn't they just turn him into Scorpion?
My power is I'm Scorpion.
No, I just have this jacket. And I'm no character from any of the games. But there's 58 Mortal Kombat games, and you couldn't have given me one character to follow that. We would have, I don't know. Fuck, Steve. Like, again, we go back, and it's like we can't have nice things. So.
I gotta say, I finally watched Mario Brothers for the first time.
Okay.
Last week.
Yeah.
Mario Brothers movie, and it's delightful.
It's fucking amazing. So much fun.
It's a delightful little piece of cinema.
All the people, again, to me, it's just like Indiana Jones, right?
I need more
nostalgic.
I need more Luigi in the Haunted Mansion area.
Oh yeah,
what a great scene with the Shy Guys behind him with the lightning. So good.
Right, I'm hoping we get spinoffs.
The Mario Kart scene, of course, fantastic. And I loved Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. His laugh was great. His stupid laugh it fit Donkey Kong perfectly. Like I loved all of that. So
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
again, great movie. So, all right, Sean's falling asleep. I'm falling asleep. It's been a wonderful week, guys. Love you guys. Love all you who listened. All you that stayed with us all night. You guys have any last things to talk about? Anything we missed?
I don't. I've been
All right.
grasping. So.
Well,
As
thank
it
you
is.
guys for everything. Thank you for your support. And we'll talk to you next week. This is Lil.
This is Sean.
And this is Steve. Until next time, everybody, be safe, be nice to each other, and keep it geeky.